I tell you, man, this is going to be the year. This is absolutely going to be the year. I mean, Koa Pete was injured, and it seemed like the conference title was over. Like, it just seems like college basketball is completely rigged and completely scripted, and we may as well book our tickets for Arizona to make it to the Final Four. I think they can win the national championship. Will they win the national championship? Is a whole other thing. Uh, Obviously, Bronny James is not very good, and they say he only did well because of nepotism. So I don't know if there's some kind of shaming ritual happening where Bryce James plays and maybe he is or is not good enough, and the team slides next year. But it just seems like at some point they're going to win a national championship with Bryce James. It has to happen either this year or next year. Arizona's going to be in the Final Four regardless, but maybe they do make it to back Final Fours. By far, the toughest conference in basketball, and you're without your top freshman superstar, Koa Pete, and you have to go into Houston and beat the Houston Cougars. I mean, mama mia. It truly felt like the conference title race was over, but here we are. Beat Houston and you have a head to head tiebreaker. Iowa State lost against BYU. So now, head to head tiebreaker over Houston. You can afford to lose another game and win out. So Baylor, they're going to win. Colorado, they're going to win. Really, it's going to come down to Kansas at home, and I think Iowa State's at home. I forgot, but anyway, I just think they're going to win everything with Bryce James. Now, I don't know about conference tournament. Conference tournament. Let's face it. Uh, Anybody could win the conference tournament, be my guest. But if they win the conference tournament, but the biggest weakness for this team is free throw shooting. Now they're terrible at the free throw strike, and if you have to teams foul you because they're trying to tie the game or increase their chances of winning, they're losing by three. If Arizona loses, it's because they can't hit their free throws. So that is if Arizona loses. The code is there to win the national championship. I've always liked Arizona to win the national championship at the start of the season. Yeah, they have exact gematria as Indianapolis, so they're definitely going to be in the Final Four for sure. Uh, I knew they had a chance against Houston, but beating Houston, well, that was just never going to be a guarantee. But here we are. But I'm very excited for Bryce James in the Final Four. I don't care if he's playing or if he's not playing. Get that exposure, get the championship. You're on the best team. Your last name is James. You're on the best team. You ready to take over next year? This one has to go down. Players leave, win the national championship, make it to the Final Four, increasing their draft stock, getting experience in single game elimination tournaments. That's going to be the key to handing the keys over to Bryce James. Can he be better than Bronny James? Can he truly be better than Bronny James? Is basketball not just something I'm told to do? Is basketball a real passion for Bryce James? With Bronny, he plays piano, he develops video games. It seems like with Bronny James, that basketball was simply not a passion, but it was just something that his dad wished to do is to play in the NBA with one of his sons, and go LeBron achieved his objective. It's still cool to say that, hey, I got to play in the NBA. So Bryce James can still whip anyone's ass. Anyone who wants to trash Bryce James, this guy can hit shots in the NBA. This guy can get steals. He can dunk in the NBA. Just because he may not be cut out for the NBA doesn't mean he's a scrub. This goes for anybody else that is on the fringe like Bronny James. If you're in the NBA, you have talent. Game was rigged. I mean, Houston went 9 minutes without a bucket. It seems like it's predetermined for Arizona to win the Big 12, and here we are. You couldn't script it any better. Iowa State losing on the same night after beating Houston, and you lose to trash BYU. Now, BYU's center, their power forward, his last name starts with a D. Like, he's really good. Don't get me wrong about that. Like, he probably is going to be the number one pick in the NBA draft. But they not that good. They not that good. I don't care what anybody says. Houston didn't even make a bucket in 9 minutes. It seems like it's cut out for the script for Arizona to win everything. Conference and Final Four, regional title, and I'm going to go for national championship. You see, because I'm an Arizona Wildcats fan, and I'm going to show you. This is 6. Here's number 6, and you turn the shirt around. There is James. There's James right there. There he is. He'll be in action next year. I can't wait for it. I truly hope he's far better than Bronny James. Arizona players on this team, freshmen, everybody, if you make it to the Final Four and maybe perhaps win the national championship, this has opened the door for Bryce James to enter the rotation next year. Arizona has to make it to the Final Four. They have to dominate teams the rest of the way because it means in these freshmen' minds that they are ready for the NBA. I don't need to stay another year. My game is fully developed. I can move on. So I think Arizona making it to the Final Four, hopefully win the championship. If they don't win the championship, we understand a lot of other good teams out there. There's Michigan. There's Houston's really good. Iowa State's really good. Kansas really good. Michigan, I said Michigan. UConn, St. John's. I'm not sure who's good in the SEC, but there are lots of other good teams out there. You're not guaranteed to win the championship, even if you beat UConn, if you beat Florida, if you win in the most grueling, toughest conference in college basketball. Nebraska's a very good team too. Miami is undefeated. Miami, Ohio. Let's make it clear. Not University of Miami. Miami, Ohio is still undefeated. So there are a lot of good teams that are outside of the Big 12 that you can say have a very strong chance of winning the national championship. I think I said Duke also. So there are no guarantees they win the national championship, but it just seems like if they make it to the Final Four, with or without the national championship, it's going to open the door for Bryce James to play games next year. ESPN, Disney would love to. Fox Big 12 games are on Fox Sports 1, I think, is the channel. Fox Sports 1 and ESPN has rights to Big 12 games. These networks want these freshmen to leave, so it opens the door for Bryce James to play. If Bryce James is playing, this gives Arizona exposure. It is a win for media executives. It is a win for advertisers. The door must be open for Bryce James to play next year. There's no doubt if you are Burries, if you are Coa Pete, and you dominate teams and you make it to the championship game in the Final Four, that you are ready for the NBA. So let's make this happen and let's win the championship. I hope, not guaranteed. Definitely make the Final Four. Bryce James is going to be playing games and he is in the regular rotation, and I can't wait for it. There's one last thing that needs to happen, one big run in the tournament, then this will guarantee that these players right now are ready to move on to the NBA to make this happen.